Howdy y'all, Country Fried Gamer 150 here. Today we're going to be testing the peak power output of this 75-822 CB radio. There's a lot of videos on YouTube that may have peaked and tuned this radio to make it put out the maximum output, but this test is just to show what it puts out stock. This radio has not been tampered with in any way. It is as stock is. The meter I'm going to be testing it with is this DF2469. I don't know how accurate this meter is, but it's the only one that I got that reads peak output. Obviously it's not as accurate as the bird meter, but I can't afford a bird meter. That's way too expensive. I did notice that the peak watts on this particular meter goes up rather slowly, but it does seem to work, and it does seem to read relatively correctly. I have another meter down here. This is just basic static watt meter. I was just using it as a reference point for the average wattage, because that is what it reads. Sorry for the little scratch on the faceplate there. But if I key the radio, hold on, put it on the 10 watt scale. It's kind of hard to see that. But it puts out right around 4 on high. Okay, I'll key the mic again on this meter. This is on average currently. As you can see, it reads about 4. Okay. Now we'll turn it to peak on the 20 watt scale. Key it again. And it reads 4 without modulation. Okay. Now let's do the peak. Audio. See, it reads about 6 peak. Okay. And just to clarify, because the SWR can have effects on your wattage output, I will go ahead and show you what the SWR is. Now that meter there, it does show SWR, but I just want to compare it to this meter here. So you see it goes to the 10 for forward, so it's right on the set point. I'll flip it down to SWR, or reflective. And you see it's about 1.4 or so. So it's a decent SWR to be testing power. Obviously I have had poor SWRs which skew the results of the output wattage, but this one does seem to be fairly accurate as far as peak watts. And I also want to do a test on using the battery pack for that radio. And I have the adapter here to where I can hook it to, sorry for shaky camera, my hands are shaky. This is so I can attach it to the end of that and use the battery power to determine the maximum wattage for the battery pack. Now obviously I don't have super fresh batteries in this battery pack, but we'll see if there's any difference. But it shows about 6 watts peak. So like I said, you know, I can't guarantee the accuracy of this particular meter, but dead keying, it does seem to be accurate. So I don't know necessarily if the peak is accurate or not, but I would assume that it would be accurate. Like I said, it might not be accurate as a bird meter, but this is just an example to show you, you know, what the radio puts out as far as peak watts that has not been peaked and tuned. That it does swing very little, up to 5 or 6 watts. So I picked channel 1 because it seems like channel 1, it has a little bit more carrier. It seems closer to 4, whereas on channel 40 it appears to be a little under 4, about 3.5 or so. So give me a second here and I will hook up the battery pack and we'll see what it does. I believe this test is going to have to be done at another time with the battery pack because, I mean, all the batteries in it check out good, but it does not, even by the radio side, it does not go more than 1 watt. And as reflected on that, it's a little over 1 watt. So, and that's on high. So, obviously I didn't use the rubber ducky antenna because, well, I'm not really sure how I would go about hooking that up as well as hooking the meter in line with it. But we'll go ahead and give it a go with that. We'll see maybe what it swings to. But I may try again, see if I can get some better batteries here. But we'll see what it does. Audio. Looks like it goes up to about 2, if I read that correctly. So yeah. I have tested my other radios as well. Obviously my Cobra was turned up a little bit because it's relatively easy to turn up. But it goes about 9 to 11, I believe, because I turned it up a little bit to where it basically dead keys like 6 watts. But this one has not been altered in any way, shape, or form. So, if you would like me to do what test on my other radios, I have a Walker 2 and also to the Cobra 29. But again, you know, this video is just to show, you know, what this little walkie-talkie can do, just without any modifications and on high. So thanks for watching, and if you would like to see more, shoot a comment, and like the video. Like I said, you know, don't judge the meter too hard. It's like a $45 meter, so, you know, but I think it's relatively accurate, considering that it pretty well matches the static down there as far as wattage is concerned, and my SWR was acceptable. So thanks for watching the video. Have a great day. God bless.